Hello and welcome to Matt's review of the Thursday night race series on August 20th. Yes, that is a Wednesday. I've got the 11-meter VMG 3 in the air. We're just kind of cruising around now. The last race of the series is about to begin. Got 5 people in total out on the race course tonight. I'm going to switch over to the conditions so we can kind of review what we're looking at here. So we had 4 races. We started at 5:30. This is the last race, so it starts about 7:15 right here. Some things to note: we're in knots. That's how we talk about the wind speed for sailing. So the wind speed is very chaotic. You've got from 10 to 25 knots. It's going up and down over time. You'll also notice some directional shifts. It's pointing this way, and then it points more this way. So there's quite a bit of chaos here. The race course is in the San Francisco Bay. The wind is coming from this direction. We have a lot of wind coming in through the Golden Gate Bridge. It's kind of going around the towers of the Golden Gate Bridge, holding up the bridge there. So it's whipping around and coming around these land features. So there's quite a bit of variance here in the wind. And then on top of that, there is the tide. So the wind and the water are both moving with quite a bit of velocity. So that's kind of the overview of the conditions, the course. Let's drop in. Okay, so here you can see my watch is counting down from 1 minute. So we know at about 2 minutes and 28 seconds, we will be starting the race. Everyone is gathering around the starting line. You can see the wind is not very steady. There's some problems going on with this kite. Several other people are setting up to start on port, which is a very good idea if you can keep your kite in the air over there, because the wind is very light over there. It's honestly a little bit light right here. The race has begun. You'll see I'm kind of getting ahead of here, and then these two guys here, this is Adam and Vlad, they started going the other way. They started on port, and you can see they are way ahead of me. And that's because the port going in that direction, you're much more favored. This is the starting line, and you can see I've been racing for 15 seconds, and I have not made very much distance from the starting line, whereas those guys are way ahead. So I tack over quickly to port because I want to get on that favored side, and now we're off to the races. At this point, the race has begun. There's no decisions for several seconds, so we really want to just focus in on going as fast as possible to catch up to the competitors. You can see this computer on my board here. The bottom number is my speed in knots. So right now we're hitting 22 knots, which is a little bit faster in miles per hour. And then the other number is the angle. So the idea is we want to go as fast as possible while going. We want to point this way. The numbers tick up, like right now we're at 260, 270. Sometimes that can happen because there's flood current coming in that pushes the board away. There's a lull or a gust that I have to react to. So we're just really focused in right now on making sure we're monitoring the kite, we're pulling the bar in and out. So at this point, I know those guys were ahead of me, but I start to look up. I want to find the mark that I have to round. So I have to start thinking about my strategy here and start thinking about when I'm going to change direction. And kind of out of the corner of my eye, I kind of see some things going on here. You can see, and there, my friend is in the sky. He has, his board has, I think, dropped here, and he is in the sky. So I kind of see that from my peripheral, and I say, okay, sorry, Vlad, but that's good for me. This is good news. Now I'm able to catch up. I am getting ready, sailing into the sun here, ready to change direction. I check one last time. I'm trying to be pretty conservative here. I don't want to take any risks, because if you turn at the wrong time, perfect little tack there. And the water looks beautiful. What a magnificent venue we're sailing in here. So we've made it over to starboard. Vlad has recovered. It looks like he is on the way upwind, so he's gotten his board back and he's going. We've got the rounding. This is when we really pick up speed. Now we're going downwind at over 30 knots, and Thing is, I have to change direction pretty quickly because I can't hit the shore there, and I have to go inside of this. So I'm going 30 knots. I send this up, and then in the middle of this, this is kind of what we say is this is bad news. You can see my big toe is in the strap. These other toes, they did not make it in the strap. Now, I rode that for a few seconds, but it quickly got out of hand from there. I crash, and this gives us an opportunity to get a really nice shot of the board. So there's my hydrofoil. It's flying out of the water now because I missed my crash. I could not handle the conditions. We saved the kite. It goes way over there. This is good news for Vlad. So Vlad did the crash in front of me, and now I've crashed, dealing with this wind, getting back going, and there he goes. Now he has gotten in front of me. Oh, and look, there's another competitor as well, and they are, we're all on our way downwind. So there's the red mark that you have to turn inside of, and we're all going downwind. Now at this point, I've got Vlad here. He's below me, and I need to change direction again, but I need to wait a little bit. And if I change direction, if Vlad continues going this way and I change direction like this, that's a collision path. So I'm kind of stuck right now. And also I'm watching this boat here, and there is wake coming from the back of this boat. So I'm between a rock and a hard place here. I see the wake. I basically, at this point, I can't change direction because I don't want to be manipulating my board through the jibe in that wake. So Vlad again gets a nice advantage here. He gets that early jibe off. I wait to make it through the wake of the boat, get rid of that chop, and now I'm trying to set up my jibe. I don't want to crash this one. Hit that, twirl it around, and now we have made the maneuver. The hard decision process is over, so it's off to the races. Let's focus in here. We want to go as fast as possible, so I've got a lot of speed here. I'm pushing 34 knots, 35 knots. You can see Vlad, he's ahead of us. He's got a deeper angle, but I've got quite a bit of speed here. Hit 37 knots there. The flood tide is pushing us along with the wind. We're going well over 40 miles an hour here, and we're looking for the final mark. Now we've caught up quite a bit here. Vlad, and now we're rounding, now we're going upwind. It's at this point that I have to make a decision because I'm still behind Vlad a little bit, and the more we go in this direction, the less favored we are because of the angle of the wind. There's a little bit less wind over there. There's some current things going on. So at this point, I basically say to myself, this is going to be a lot harder if I follow Vlad's same path. So I'm going to tack out early, get on port, and get back on the gas. There's no thinking here. There's no analyzing. There's only speed. There is only the wind and the water that you're piercing with as much force and fury as you can to make it to the finish line before the competitor in front of you. So that's what we're doing here. We're sailing straight into the sun. We're pushing some pretty good angles, some pretty good speed. There's a little bit less wind down at this part of the course than there is at the closer to the bridge, but we're making good progress. So I've got the boat spotted. I know that on the other side, I'm not going to get nearly the same angle into the wind. So I've got to wait for it. I've got to be patient. And finally, we go for the tack. This is important. Land that. And we're looking for Vlad. There he is. He goes for an even tighter line. He was not patient. He was like, okay, I've got to take a risk too. If I want to make this race close. I think he laid a pretty nice line there, but mine is really fast. And so we're coming up to the finish here, and there is a pretty close finish here. This is the finish line I'm crossing now. And You can see I let out a little yell there to finish off the season. Here's the scoreboard for the entire season. We just watched the final race where I got second place here. The way this works, we've been racing for the entire summer, so we started in April 17th. You get the total scores here, and then these ones in brackets. As we do more and more races, you are granted drops. So these ones in brackets are my drops. So you combine all of the finishes, that gets you the total, and then you add the drops in, that gets you the net. And you can see for the course of the season, I was able to accomplish a pretty commanding lead here. It was a great battle with Mike. In this race, he actually beat me in this race, but he started like half a second too early. So he crossed the starting line just half a second too early, which disqualifies him from the race and gives him a score of 5, even though he did finish in front of me there. So a lot of good times were had, and I am very excited and proud about my first place finish for the 2025 Thursday Windward Leeward Foil Racing Series. And you just saw the final race that sealed the deal. Thanks for watching.